The latest numbers when it comes to the US inflation data is to test whether the Fed's interest rate outlook will take place in September, as investors are awaiting Wednesday's US inflation report, which could shape the Federal Reserve's September interest rate decision. Now, inflation remains elevated, but signs of weakness in the labor market have reduced expectations that the central bank will raise rates. Now, the key facts are that the US inflation report is scheduled for this Wednesday, so in 2 days. Now, the figures will be closely watched for the effects of tariffs as well as higher import costs, and what would be a weaker than expected employment report that has reinforced expectations of no September rate increase. Now, the higher inflation could force the Feds to keep borrowing costs elevated for longer to bring down the inflation rate. And when it comes to the Federal Reserve Chair, Kevin Warsh, well, he faces political scrutiny ahead of the midterms elections that is just in November, just around the corner in the United States. And the markets will examine both headline inflation as well as the underlying core inflation. Now, the Federal Reserve has a dual mandate, which is to maintaining price stability as well as supporting maximum employment. So when inflation remains high while hiring weakens, well, those responsibilities can have a conflict, of course. So now you have the raising rates that may slow inflation, but may further weaken employment numbers. And holding rates steady may allow price pressures to persist. Now, the Fed's problem is not simply whether inflation is too high, it is whether inflation is being driven by demand or by tariffs and supply disruptions. Now, interest rates can cool consumer demands, but they cannot remove tariffs or repair supply chains. So that makes the next policy decision economically difficult and politically sensitive for the new Fed chair.